Welcome guys, we're going to be playing the Endless Legends 2 demo. There is actually a video that we watched at the start, which I did want to actually conclude in this video, so we'll watch that now. And then comment about everything. This is just a demo at this stage.
And we are thrilled to share what the team at Amplitude has been working so hard on. And is built with the community in mind, and your involvement is an important part of how we make games. We started with a large insiders program, and now we're ready for the next step, providing this demo for you to play as we move towards early access. This demo offers a limited part of the game, which is still being actively improved. The process allows us to hear what you like and what you don't like. It allows us to take risks, make adjustments, and create a better game. It also gives you a chance to try it out as it goes through the long process of becoming a released game. So dive in and let us know what you think. Above all, have fun exploring Sayada and Endless Legend 2.
All right, I'm just going to turn the volume down a little bit here. There we are. So that's Derek Paxton. If you don't know Derek Paxton, he is his sort of modding name is Kale.
Wanderer.
Oh, hang on, I'll just watch this as well, I guess.
But the names I have had are nothing compared to those I was.
Backwards a little bit too much.
For I carry a searing flame that has flickered yet never extinguished, and an iron mantra that cannot be broken. The waiting will soon be over. The unfortunates will suffer, but this was never their world alone. That which was forgotten will be remembered. That which was buried will be freed.
Kill them.
That which was wronged will have its vengeance.
All right, so let's start it again. The previous video presentation was by Derek Paxton, who is the lead designer of Endless Legend 2, and I've got a lot of respect for what Derek does. Like his modding name is Kale. He was responsible for the Fall from Heaven mod way back in the day, which was an incredible mod for Civilization. I think Civ 2 or something, Civ 2, Civ 4, I can't remember which one it actually was, to be honest. I think it was Civ 2. Anyway, amazing mod, considered to be the best mod of all time at that point in time. And that's saying something, it's a long time ago, but it really was an incredible mod. And a big part of doing that mod was his actual ability to actually bring other teams together in to help build that mod. And so with that in mind, he then went to Stardock, fixed up Elemental, made into Fallen Enchantress, did an incredible job there, and then has had a long history with Stardock up until recent times to then go off and make Endless Legend 2. So for me, actually seeing that Derek's involved in this is a massive plus, just because he is just so good at actually sort of distilling what's important in a game and actually then sort of drawing the best from that. So I do have a lot of faith in the game. Now, I should point out, I didn't love Endless Legend, but I did just went and checked how many hours I had played Endless Legend. I played it for over 90 hours, so I did play the original one a fair amount of time. I don't remember much of it though. I remember the basic game loops and stuff like that, but it didn't. I don't look back on it and think, wow, what a great game that was, even though I did spend a fair bit of time with it. And so Endless Legend 2, one thing I find with Amplitude Studios, and I just want to put all this out there right from the very start, because I'm not a fanboy of Amplitude Studios. I like what they do visually, but I often find their games to be a little bit shallow. So I am looking forward to seeing this game, and how that sort of is going to be coming together. So I just wanted to put that out there, that I'm actually not, I'm not really itching to play this game. And I know that I've been asked by a lot of you to actually play it. I've got the demo for it, and it's not just the public demo. This is actually a demo where I can play as a necrophage, so I will actually play as them. In this one, I did play a little bit of the original demo as well when it first came out. One thing that Derek sort of had mentioned, or a few things that Derek had mentioned, was that is that very much they're listening to what we, the public, are looking for. And so I am going to be going into this with a bit of a critical eye. And again, I'm going in anyway with a critical eye simply because I'm not in love with the idea of the game. And I think it's important to put that out there. So, yeah, expect me to be more negative than positive, I guess. But I want to like this game. I actually really want to like it. It's funny because other people who've been playing it have been raving about it. Like, you know, I see other videos and things like that, and other people that just with the comments, you know, other content creators that I really you know respect their opinions have actually have really taken to it. So there's that side as well. But when the first demo came out, I really wasn't that impressed with it because it sort of it just felt more like the old game, and so I really wasn't that enamored by it, I guess. So anyway, I wanted to sort of see how this one does go now, whether my ideas change about the game. I want to involve you guys as well, actually. I'm interested in your comments, and also if you see something that I'm doing that I could be approaching it differently, to even just get a better experience for myself, I would love to get you on this journey with me because I want to like it. And so many games are like this, where if you don't approach them with the right mindset, you don't get the maximum enjoyment from it. And this is definitely in that category. Rangatang saying, hey Daz and chat, interested to see this. I share some of the reservations, to be honest. I felt similar with Endless Space. Yeah, I didn't like Endless Space at all. It was a game that I respected the look of it. Like visually, it looked great, but it just wasn't a good game. It was a very basic game underneath the nice visuals, and that's something I've always felt with Amplitude games, is that they look beautiful, but often the substance is not there. In fact, we were talking about this the other day on one of the live streams that I was doing, and just it was you know, with you guys, and somebody had mentioned it's style without substance, and that's actually something that does scare me about this game. But having said that, knowing that Derek's actually at the helm, I think that the substance will be there, but it's just what he's been allowed to do, you know, how things sort of do work. One other thing that's really good about this is that Hooded Horse have come in as the publisher, and I don't know exactly how Hooded Horse manages to sort of twist games into the direction that they have to go in, but they seem to just have this magical touch to change games that were struggling into games that are just absolutely unbelievable. Hi Brainy Bungler, how you going? So your endorsement also, ++, I'm not sure what you mean with that one through there. So but no, with what we sort of have with it, it's one of these things where I think that with the combination of having Derek there, having Hooded Horse in behind the scenes, I'm looking forward to. I'm wanting to love this game. I'm actually really wanting to, but I'm not going into it with a positive mindset. So I just wanted to put that out there right at the very front. So Pikachu song saying, I got bullied by the necrophage in the public available demo. Well, let's play as a necrophage. I mean, they were sort of always fun to play with anyway. So I don't want to be negative about what I'm playing, but actually Orangutan saying Hooded Horse may mean this is better, to be honest. Devs may be allowed to go deeper for the right audience instead of chasing mass market unrealistically. Well, I think of what they did, like the one that you can really see the difference when they stepped in was Xenonauts 2. When they stepped in as the publisher for Xenonauts 2, everything changed in the development of that game. It became so much more streamlined. The devs were more responsive with the audience, and so on and so forth. And so I'm sort of hoping that approach with having Derek there, and as I said before, I always think that the games look great from Amplitude Studios, but Endless Space I didn't really like. There's a few of them I just didn't really like. I just felt that they were very shallow, whereas this is something that I'm looking forward to. I always thought that Endless Legend was, of all the games, did have a lot of depth to it. It had a lot of interesting mechanics, like the way that you fought on the world map. Anyway, let's just get into it. So with this version, I do actually have the Necrophage as one that we can play as. So I'm sort of tempted to go back and play, the vanilla, the Kin of Sheridan back and through here. But I think that, this is one that we can actually go through. I don't think I can do a custom yet. I won't be able to do the custom just yet. But I do plan on following the development of this. I think I played that in the last time I looked at the demo. And the last time I looked at it was when the demo was available the first time around, and at that stage I was thinking, it's just the same as the original. So I was sort of not all that impressed with it. So Necrophage, back into this other side. Let's just go through and deal with this one. So confined to the depths ages past, the Syadan swarm have only just emerged to the surface to establish a beachhead on one of the world's windswept islands. A bit of fighting with the bronze plates has occupied their recent attentions, but they aim to take up for lost time under the command of their prime one who stalks far. Sorry, I just woke up before, so I'm a little bit groggy. Always hostile, always ravenous, the Necrophage are a powerful, menacing presence. So they're sort of like an insectoid type faction. So the matriarch, the Necrophage have only one city, the den of their queen. This city can grow larger than any of the other factions and units that travel quickly between it and territories by building burrows. The Devourer, the Necrophage consume to grow. They create a corpse, so they create a corpse there. I don't know if we can see the hover of that one through there. He's Sada's dead, and revoltingly also the key resource for the Necrophage. So corpses are primarily used to evolve Necrophage units from larvae, but they are also necessary for some economic. Okay, so we'll have a look at that as we get into it. Whenever they defeat an enemy in battle, they can be used to specialize their units, which they can do anywhere. They also generate larva units when they win battles. So every war in the Necrophage is justified, and they suffer few penalties for prolonged wars than other factions. So they're ever fighting in through here, for example. So this is what we actually have: hive society. So ever hungry, the Necrophage exists only to serve the queen. Yep, that's okay. Unceasing hunger. In battle, your units attacks deal a hunted status that reduces the armor, or the defense of the target for each hit taken. Rapid adaptation. So your units can specialize outside their borders of your empire. The soldiers of the swarm call upon the nightmare-fueled hordes of the Necrophage, single-minded in their need to destroy. So this enables the Necrophage units. Insectoid society, so only the faction population can live and grow in cities, and so the Queen City. So we can't take over others, essentially, we destroy. The Queen City. Cities can house more population vocations. The larva creation, we saw that before. After winning a battle, create a larva unit adjacent to the winning army and devour the land. So it looks like we're going to be sort of starting off smallish and then expanding quickly. Devour the land, back into here, this faction can unlock the Devour the Land army action from a technology. Ever fighting, we saw that one before. War is encouraged. Distant, so rarely interacting positively with others. This faction offers few diplomatic overtures to other empires, unless high public opinion or a large inducements are in play. Belligerent, so quick to declare war on other empires. This faction should usually be in conflict with at least one empire and attack on sight unless they can't win. Scavenging, so like everything else in warfare, there is an art to it, so that must be a technology, I'm guessing, in fencing. I thought it was going to be like sword play. So this part isn't the crops, it's the pests. There we go. So anyway, let's confirm that. Let's go and play as the Necrophage. Pick an empire colour. I think we'll go purple with the Necrophage, and we'll choose. We've got a few different sorts of bugs. Again, the graphic design in this game is just beautiful. I don't want to sort of be too swayed by the graphics, as I'm sort of I'm trying to sort of get more into the game loop. So we have empires in the game. We do actually have aspects, another Necrophage unit, and also the kin of Sheridan back into here. So we don't have any choice on how we set the game up, but I think the map is random. But the actual makeup of the game in this demo is just what it is. So what should we go with? Let's go with this one here. So just the top. We'll just go and launch the game. So tip the villagers of minor factions will spawn units until they are pacified. Try to perform one of the available army actions. In my head, I'm thinking, does that mean that we could actually just milk one of these, like the random things to come through and have easy battles and get our basic units?
Dreaming, yearning, denied the sun, the land, the flesh of our prey. We have festered in the depths while our hunger grows. Now, though, we see the sign. A new day dawns. Now we will swarm this world. Now we will take what is ours.
Right, cool. Okay, I'll just read a few more of the comments there. Saying hooded horse may mean, yeah, we'd read that one before. Mascaman is saying the water mind control people from the first game were my favourite. I can't remember too much about the first game. It's funny because I played it for so long, but I didn't actually remember much of it. The orangutans library story then saying the game lore is good. They're good at world building. Yeah, so advanced lobby up there says so I played the demo a bit, the public one, and I managed to find the map options. So they're kind of hidden. Oh, are they? I didn't realise that. Well, we're at the start, so let's maybe have a bit of a look at that. Yeah, let's have a look and see if we can find that, because again, we sort of are delving back into this. Let's just go back to the main menu. See if I can find that one. So welcome. Yeah, where would it be? It wouldn't be under settings, I don't think. Again, looks good, doesn't it? It's a nice looking interface. So yeah, I'm not going to see that there. No way to sort of change that one. Let's just go back to the main menu again. Okay, so it was tip right. It was tip right when you start the game. Oh, okay. So I still got to start the game. All right. So let's just go and do that one. So do I continue, or do I just go back in and start a new new game? There, I guess. There's none of those. Oh, right. Okay, how did I miss this? How did I miss that? Put in two of these. And then there's us. So you can keep on adding slots. Alright, so we can bin the slots. Let's just bin another one. Just keep it down there. That'll be okay. Yeah, alright, that's good. That's cool. So we go that way. World size is large. I don't know if we can change that. Number of competitors. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, let's just get started there. So here we go. Right, so Sorrow Host is saying EL2 and Age of Wonders 4 are completely different games. Yes, they are. They don't seem that different. They will be. Yeah, no, they will be. Foodie Dog saying both are 4X fantasy turn-based games, different in some ways, same in others. Only, well, I don't know. Like for me, I've always found that this one has got unusual lore in behind it, which I actually embrace. I quite like it. The French often sort of do have that sort of more nuanced aspect to fantasy, which I actually do quite enjoy. Yeah, then we've got MNX to missing. There's a tab up there, yeah, with general settings. Yep, okay, that's cool. So I think we found it. Actually, is that the same one? Oh, there we go. We can change this even. Well, let's go to normal size. Recommended for 3 players. That's what we're playing with. I'll play it on normal. Let's go do that way. The difficulty... wow, I can even change this as well. I'll keep it on Explorer. Can we change the other? Yeah, we can. Wow, you can actually change this quite a bit. Thank you for that. And then the archetype. We've got Pangea, Continents, Random, and Archipelago. I'll keep it on Continents. That will be good. And Advanced, I'm guessing, will then take us into other things we can then go and do. So we do have the World Wrap. Size, rivers, some. Yeah, this is cool. I like this. Pacing. Wow, there's actually a lot in here. Yeah, with all the different victory conditions. This is interesting to sort of have a bit of a delve into. Score victory, yes, probably not really. Be the Empire with the highest score when they're doing the turn table. Let's go and turn that off. Actually, what are these ones here? Time limit on custom, default. Yeah, and so we've got conquest victory, yes. Population victory. Achieve victory by having your empire contain enough different types of population. I'll go no. Well, actually, I'll go yes in this case because that's not going to apply to us anyway. Conquest victory, be the last empire standing, yeah, which is sort of what we'll end up doing. Science victory back and through. Oh, yeah, there's quite a bit in here. It's like supremacy. So achieve victory by controlling a lot of territories. There's a narrative victory that unlocks late in the game. An exploration victory. Achieve victory by closing enough rifts. Turn those bottom two off. No timer. Turn timer duration. Yep, doesn't matter. Extra turn timer per city. Battle timer mode. No, that's fine. Pre-founding scouting bonus. I'll allow that one to go. What's that one do? That one actually is use a setting to determine whether army scouting prior to the founding of your first city provides bonus economic bonuses. Yeah, that's okay. That's good. This is a nice introduction actually, which they brought out with the last one. This is actually core to it, where you do get a bit of a boost along. If you don't settle straight away, you do get like a bit of a boost, which is quite good. And then the no rush mode. Use a setting to set a given duration during which players cannot declare war on each other. There's no duration there. We've got 15 turns or no duration. That's pretty good. We'll just go back in and then difficulty, explorer mode, peaceful mode, no. So set the level of aggression there, that's okay as well. Iron Man, Mortal Heroes not turned on at this point in time. All right, good stuff. There we are. So we have all the stuff that we want. Now, how do we go forward? How do we go forward? All right, that's us. Okay, no, that still works. Confirm. That's a strange button, that last one. So Pickle Father Noodle saying, howdy Mr. Daz, glad I managed to catch the live stream. Yes, I actually slept in. I was planning on doing it a couple of hours earlier, but I sort of woke up really early and then managed to go back to sleep, and so sort of ended up waking up late. So we'll just get started in through here with these new settings. Always like seeing the settings in a game.
For too long we have waited in the darkness, slumbering
Just
dreams.
skip past all that. All right, so we've already seen that little bit of a cutscene. Sorry for what's saying there. There is really no need to tune these settings. Demo is short and turn limited. Oh, okay. So Exodum is saying, interesting. The demo is set to on a score victory at about turn 80. It goes by quite fast. Okay, we'll see what happens there. I mean, this is not the standard demo that I've got. This is like a YouTuber version, which allows us to play as a necrophage. If you're playing the demo, and by the way, the demo is available to download, and it's available now. But the necrophage isn't playable in the public demo, so that's why I thought I'd actually just show this side of things as well. Yeah, so I think you had just clicked back to competitors to see the start button. A bit confusing, but yes, it is a bit confusing. So begin your legend. Let's go for that. So random maps, as we can sort of see in through here. Getting started, look for a location for good terrain resources to found your capital city. Now we only have one real good shot at that, so we do have a good one in through here where we've got the food. Now this is Fids in through here. So we've got no dust. We've got production essentially. That's FI industry. So it's industry. Dust is the next one, and then we've got the science is 2 and influence is 5. So this is an impact crater, which is an anomaly. Now we do actually have a few different units that we actually have in through this other side. In this case, we actually have a group, and I just have to get used to doing this one. So founding a capital, once you have spotted a good location, you must click on the Found Capital button and order your army to settle there. Note that only one city or camp can be built per territory. And we do actually have this on as well, which I do like. This is another innovative aspect of the game itself. So take time to explore and choose the best location to found your first city. That city will receive a prepared settlement bonus for each turn that you spend exploring, currently 0 turns. So we do get a bit of a boost along with that one. Now when I tested the first demo, it was good, but but it wasn't, it did sort of, after a certain amount of time, it sort of diminished a little bit, which is fine as well. So this is, what is this group? Just click on OK with that one through there. So this here is the, just go through all of these tutorial type stuff. End-turn reminder. Click here to find all the tasks you need to do before ending your turn. And then we've got the all tasks left to do will also appear at the end turn button. All right. So once done, you must click here to end your turn. All right. Let's have a look at that and see what this one is. So idle army, and an army can be given orders. Yep, that's okay. All right, so we do actually have this army through here, which is this is a Nectrodrone flying unit. And so these are, we'll have a look at this once we sort of get into it, I guess. The upkeep here is -6 dust. We've got 50 dust at this stage that we can sort of then make use of. And I'm guessing that this one can travel a fair distance. We've got another good location there. The Sidon Boars, and this outputs 6 food. So we've got like in this region, it's actually not bad at all. Like right from where we first started. Now we've got ocean all the way around there. So we'll just move this one up to the top. And see what else we can spot. In this case, we actually have Ametrine. Which is like plus 0.5 strategic resource on mines per pacified village under protectorate. Okay, so that's going to, yep, okay, that's actually still waiting for a description, which is fine. It is a demo, not a problem there. So, so we've got 2 of those on this in this particular area. Just see where else we can go. Can we go further? Nope, that's all as far as we can go. Then we actually have this unit here, which has got some lava. Now, this is a swarm unit, so in its immature form, the lava has few defences, but also a set of undeniably sharp teeth. And so this will be a lot less damaging. This one's only got 4 upkeep per turn. Let's go and split it off from the main army. So it's actually now back over here, and can we move across? You can only move a small range, so we can sort of see a little bit further down there, maybe food. Getting a little bit of science back out this other side. Don't know if I can make this so that it stands out a bit better for you guys. Victory, view, progress, quest journal, yeah, that'll be okay. Again, it's a beautiful looking game, which is what you'd expect. So what have we got there? This is notifications, minor faction. Oh, that's a faction. That's a minor faction. I didn't realise that. So you've encountered the Ametrine for the first time. So that they're peaceful at this point in time. Well, we'll probably have to change that, I would guess. So we've got that one up through there. We have the Found Capital back down this way, Order Explore. For the maps, what else do we have? Heroes Circle. This is actually where we've got the hero in through this other side, just level 1. We'll come back to this one, I'm guessing, at some point. We also have the diplomacy, which we haven't met anyone just yet. We've got the next army, this is the only one that hasn't really moved. Let's send these other larvae off. Let me just go back and do that again. And move them up this way. So we're seeing this full area through here. In terms of building, one thing again, I can't remember if we built on the edge, if you can still extend. I don't think you can extend your area back into there, but I'm thinking I actually just quite like where we actually are, where we started. That for what we're doing, I don't think it's going to matter that much. So let's go and found our city here. Don't know if, we can found our city on any of these, including this one, which we haven't really sort of scouted. But I'll just zoom in a little bit there. So I think that we end up with getting like the collection in around us. If I move, ultimately we'll get these other spots, but I think that these come in straight away. The trouble here is going to be the lack of food, but we do actually have a bit of extra food in around us, so I think that will then work. So let's just go and set up in here. We can always restart if I make a mistake. I'm just suggesting back over this other side, 12 food, 14 food in there. So we end up with a lot more. 6 food, only 6 food through that side. It's funny, so it's wanting just to leave this one alone. Well, I guess we don't need influence, do we, really? 14 and 2. I think I'll go to 12. This is good that it does sort of show you what you can get. Let's go this one. And settle here. Right, so that does give us that 6 food up through there. Hi Beacon, how you going? And Dave Flute's saying, I've been trying this game again and it just feels a bit bland. Yeah, that's the problem I had with it too. And it's funny because I like so many other people that I know have tried the demo have said the same thing. It just feels bland like the original. And but then I've seen so many people saying this is probably going to be their game of the year, you know, like in terms of other YouTubers. And it's one of those things I don't know. I don't want to sort of say that they're shilling or anything like that, but it's sort of, I when I see those sort of comments, I think, how are you getting to that conclusion? Because I just not. I haven't been anyway. I want to love this game, but I'm just not finding it. Does it for me essentially. So what do we have through here? We've got the this is Adcock. I guess I could change the name of that if I needed to. Yep, I can rename it there. We do actually have the location, if we can sort of zoom back into the location. I'm guessing that we'll just close what we do. I'm assuming, yep, let's go back into it again. If we go and select the city again, double click, right click, no. Building boroughs, okay, yeah, that's the next thing. And we'll get back to that in just a minute. So, why can't I change? Why can't I collect the? Why can't I change the city itself? No, I can't select it. Why have I lost it? Why can't I choose this anymore? There's the yields. That's the yields that I was looking for before. I thought I might be able to make them bigger. Then we've got a grid as well that I can turn on or off. I might keep that on. It's pretty easy to see the grid in this game. Maybe click on the banner above. As in here, you think? It's choosing the swarm. It's not choosing the locate. There we go. Yeah, I clicked on the outside of it. If I clicked in the middle, I was just picking up that unit. Okay, this is unique for us. So corpses collected by necrophage swarms to evolve their armies, build their nests, and grow their numbers. Then we've got the dust in through here. Dust currently produced. So we're going backwards a little bit with dust. So we will need to get a source of that. Then we've got the influence coming back in through this other side. The influence currently produced per turn as well. We're getting +8 influence, which will then sort of allow us to level up. So that will be important. What does this one do? That's just back to the menu. Okay, we'll just go back and resume. Again, we've still got stuff that we can then go and do. So population gain with the new city and minor faction discovered from before. That's fine. We'll just leave that one where that is. I love the look of it. The look of the game does look great. So destitute populations are placed in the destitute category when there is no more room. Okay, if we start here. So population, we have citizens. We've got 0 of 4, so we've got no citizens at this point in time. They they increase field yields while generating dust through taxes. So the breakdown is, so we've got +2 population slots, and then we've got the matrix layer city hall. So this is actually the matrix layer that we built initially in the city itself. More than just a mother, the matriarch provides the swarm the heart of its nest that rises from Sada's depths. So in this case, what we get is details. So they level up when surrounded by 4 districts. And so in this case, we've got we're getting +4. We're at level 1 at the moment. +4 food, +4 industry, +4 influence, +10 dust, +4 science, and +998 attachable territories on districts of this city's if city hall. Okay, so +400 fortification on districts of the cities, and +2 population slot on population vocations, yeah, which is what we're looking at the moment. So then we actually have artisans. So artisans increase industry yields while generating dust through taxes. So we've got 4 of those slots. Scribes. So scribes increase science and influence yields, and that's why we're getting the influence yields back up through here, which we will need to level up. So we've got 3 slots there, and then we do actually have the destitute when there's no more room. So this is where we need to keep on building up in around it. So that's actually fine. So an improvement to building your city. So we actually do have the sanctity of nature. So this one here is going to give me. So this is an improvement. I'm guessing that's a new one that we can actually go and build. There we go. We've just built that one, which should then I should have read more about that one. We should have a list of what we then end up having. So they're the improvements. Districts, foundation. So click on a highlighted terrain surrounding the city to spend influence and create a foundation. So we can actually sort of go and build. Oh, here we go. We're still building this one here. The sanctity of nature. So this one does give me +10 dust, but we've got a couple of turns, 12 turns before it's going to actually be built. So we do have to just wait for those turns to come through. We can buy it out for 238 at this stage. That will then change. So we will actually have to wait for that one to come back through. Convert production. I'm not going to worry about that one so much. Feed the masses. Create a population for 13 corpses, which we have 0 at this stage. So we need to go and become a bit more aggressive. This one here, we don't actually have any attack there just yet. So let's bring the army back. Just going. Yep, that's where we have got an idle army. We turned 2 already. Maybe turned 2 already. Idle city or camp there. That's okay. Idle research. Let's go and do that one now. So we have combat. So I'm guessing that this is what it's suggesting that we go for. No, we must already have scavenging and fencing. So we've got those 2 in through there. We then actually have these are the advisors. This technology is specific for a faction, and this technology is recommended by your advisor. So we do have another one back up this way as well. Corrosive saliva. +1 corpses on capitals. Okay, that would be good. And what does this one do? This one gives us unlocks the district that keep. So +100 fortification on capitals. Down this way we have the scientific charter. So improves the rewards from curiosities back in through there. The other one that was recommending, I'll probably just stick with the recommended ones, is unlocks district merchant's house. So +8 dust on capitals. So we do actually have these different things we can then go for. I'm thinking we'll go with the corpses. So let's just go this way. So go and so 5 turns before we get that one. We'll just go and close that screen. And again, if we have a bit of a look, we still have an idle army. This one here, did we not? We didn't move that one properly. Okay, this is still turn 1. So I'll just I'll move these back towards. We'll probably sort of head northish, I guess. Have a bit of a look around. So I might just bring all the army back together again. Right, we'll end our turn there. Again, the game looks beautiful, but is it style without substance? Let's find out. Okay, so we've got a couple of a few armies that need to operate. Now, the way that the game used to sort of kick in was that you would, if I'm going to be attacking these, I want to attack them from the city, I would think. Oh, there we go. We just picked up 10 dust and 10 influence. I didn't even see that. So there was an area there that could have been could be changed. I'm going to be wanting to get all of these back home. And I think including this one here, This is a swarm. We should find out more information about this particular one. This is a Necrodrone flying unit, the buzz of Necro. So we've got the health is show specializations. Okay, so this is how we can then specialize them up. So we do actually have a corpse hunter or a rusher. So they're going to be the two different things we can ultimately then go and do. It's going to cost us a bit to actually do the specialization tree. And so this is pretty cool, I've got to say. So this is actually how our forces then come together. So we've got the lava back down this other side. And again, we should have a bit of a look to try to figure out what, if I press the shift, that will then still stay there. Power estimation. This is estimation of the strength of this army or unit. We've got the, it's a swarm, so when attacking a juggernaut unit, adds plus 20 damage. So it does sort of do well against large units. Health-wise, 100 health. This is the damage. The amount of damage the unit can inflict with an attack. So minimal damage, Necrodrone is 30 minimal, and the maximum damage is 40 maximum. So the damage is, it's got scavenging as well, plus 5 damage in through there. So I'm not sure, the scavenging was one that we had picked up. So it was 30 plus 5 and 40 plus 5. The defense, amount of damage this unit can avoid from an attack. We've then got the critical chance. So a chance for the unit to critically hit, so 0%, and movement of 3. And so we're moving through forest, which is sort of then slowing us down. That's interesting. It was saying -4 before, maybe because it was with a hero. So upkeep, -6, so it does cost a little bit more. But if we move it back with the hero, that will be then fine. So that's that particular one. Let's go to the next one. So that then can split off into these 3. The one that we actually also have is a Necrodrome unit, which is, again, only rated at 100 power estimation. The health 100, same damage. It's a flying unit. When moving during battle, can fly over obstacles and enemy units. Upkeep the same. So this was not really a big advantage from that one there. It doesn't have the swarm ability that this one has got. Where was the swarm? That's a swarm unit. Yeah, it's a flying unit. Then we have this one here, which we have to unlock. And again, it's only got a power rating there of 100. So this is a spitter, ranged unit. Same deal through there. The ranged 3. So when attacking, can target an enemy unit in a 3-tile radius. And again, the same upkeep. What about this guy through this other side? This is feeder, which is another swarm unit. So that's just really an improved version of that one there. Opportunist, so this one here, when attacking a unit not being adjacent to enemy units, adds 20% damage. When attacking a unit being not adjacent to units of its army. So if they get isolated. So I was thinking it's sort of almost like a thief type unit, but it's not. It's not like a backstabber. It is just like if we can separate units, that will then sort of allow it to do extra damage. So these then become other types of units. So we've got the Corpse Hunter, Blood Seeker. So they've got very minimal changes to the overall look of them, which is sort of like it's a bit, I find that a bit boring, to be honest. Just the overall, this one here looks like it's got the most progression, where it can then become a behemoth, a juggernaut unit, so it becomes very, very large. Soldier unit back in through there. Yeah, so we've got the savage behemoth, the lurking behemoth back in through that other side with lots and lots of different attacks. So this one here does look like an interesting progression to go back up this other side. But it looks like they do start off fairly weak all the way through. So we'll have a bit of a look and see how that one sort of then goes and works. Now that was guard, auto explore, skip. No, I want to bring them back so they can all sort of then go and fight. So build burrow. So build a burrow which allows fast travel to other burrows and nests. I don't want to do that one just yet. Let's just keep on sort of scouting forward. And we'll bring it back when this one does come back in. So we'll sort of get these ready to do the attack back the other side. Just go a little bit further. So that's okay. Just leave that one where that is. Idle army. I'll just keep that one back in here for now. Actually, I'll just move that one back to join up with these. We'll end our turn. This one has to then go through the forest, so that then becomes part of that group. And we don't quite get the kill there. If I move that one out, do we still... who gets to fight? There's a profile. Let's have a bit of a look and see what we've got through here. Skill tree for the hero. This is the hero skill tree. We saw that one before. We'll just close that one off. Oh, that's the lava that's in there as well. Then we've got the profile. So this is the profile of the hero. It's a heavy hitter. 155 health. Alright, we'll have a look at that one as well. This is a flying unit. Power slash. So when active, this active skill in this empty tile or enemy unit deals 48 damage. Alright, so we've got a few different things in there that we can again go and do. I'll keep that one where that is. We'll bring this one back, and then we'll just go and off and attack this other one through there. So we're losing 2 per turn still. We're still picking that one up. What I could do with my city is to, I'm guessing, you've got the influence and foundations. Yep, so build, but influence also is essential for esteeming your cities by creating more foundations. Okay, so we'll probably do that, I think. We got, how much have we got now? We've got 76. Well, let's go and move that one down towards this other location down this way. And I'm thinking we're going to get better abilities, sort of. No, that one's sort of more, let's go this way. Let's go and just build that foundation there. So let's just start to extend the city out. Just see if we can get to this one here. We will be wanting to take this one on as well. So we do need to keep on getting the influence. That's actually useful. Alright, that's all fine. We've got the improvements, which we're still building, still 10 turns away there. Can't do anything there, we'll just end our turn. Now I told that one not to go there. That's just the city. How do we take that? Let's just see how we go with the combat. So we have 400 power estimation. They've got 334. Let's just give this a bit of a crack and see how this one does work. And with our necrophages, so we've got everyone sort of participating in this particular fight. So I can turn this one off if I didn't want to have it there, but I can actually just keep the reinforcements there as well, just coming into it. And so these guys are crushers. They're actually more. They've got a higher strength value than what we've got. They've got more health. Their skills are defense expert. So when defending, adds +5 defense. So they can sort of stand in a line, but that's going to be okay. We'll just go and confirm this one, I'm guessing. So we've got this battlefield has multiple trials that cost several movement points to traverse, so it's overgrown. Close quarters, this battlefield also has closely positioned deployment zones leading to melee combat. It's wildlands as well, so this one is this battlefield contains anomalies or points of interest, granting bonuses or penalties to units. We'll try that one when we get into it. And then we have reckless rookies. So one side has more experience than the other. So unit veterancy could make a big difference in the battle. All right, so that's we've got level 1. I'm not sure if that's referring to our guy with all of them being on 0. Let's just go and confirm and just see what actually does come in here. So this is where we have to then go and set up. So they're going to be sort of setting up back over through that side. We set up on this side over here. And I don't know if we can move our way through here. This is, I'm guessing we can. So we've got our main hero there. So they'll mainly be sort of coming through. Let's just go and move this one across to there. Don't know what that's referring to. Oh, that's just changing it where it does go. Okay, so unit standing on a forest tile get 3 extra defense. Just go that way there. and this is an impact crater, so cannot be entered during battle. So we can start on it, but we just can't go back to it. So we don't start in the foundation itself. That's bush, plays with fire. So the bush doesn't do anything. Bush there as well. Well, I wonder if we shouldn't actually move everything into the forest. Maybe we do that instead. And then we just keep our flying units sort of ready to come in away from that forest. Let's just try that one. So let's go and do manual battle and just sort of see how we end up going. So we can retreat, proceed as to a retreat as attacker. The attack can be cancelled. That's good. I don't remember that you could do that in the in version 1. I'm not sure if that was the case. Let's go to manual battle. Now we've got that's bush there, grove there. So this is the this is where we end up getting the better defense back on this other side. So can we move into here? We can't. Interesting. I'm going to just keep on sort of keeping it at the back through here initially. So we have to fight out this way. I always liked the idea of what they did with this, but it sort of just didn't really like. And this was for me in Endless Legend 1. The fact that the battles were taking place on the actual world, I found really, really interesting. But it sort of often led to sort of unusual type fights. You could certainly pick your spot, and I don't think I've done a good job with this one. I should have attacked from this other angle. I didn't realise we couldn't. I thought that the city would give us bonuses. Engage the battle with a hero, possessing an active skill. Okay, that's fine. We'll just go and have a bit of a look at that one. It's the power slash. So deals 3 extra damage per might. That's okay. We'll figure that one out as we go through. Let's just go and there's only 8 rounds in this one, so we'll just go to end the round. And they've taken up a very, very good defensive slot back through there. We're just going to keep on moving across. Now we've got a low ground here, which again will be a problem for us. But we do actually have that defense. Let's just sort of keep things kicking along here. We'll put our hero there, and we'll just keep this one further back. So we'll see what actually ends up coming. Just give this a bit of a go. End the round. Lava's going to be killed. Right, we can now move in behind and do an attack there. Better off here, I think. So I can go to there and do another attack. I'm not sure if this then gives me the it's a front attack there. Frontages don't seem to be important at all, so it doesn't seem to really matter that much. I might as well just stay where I am. We'll move these down. I can go there. Said I couldn't go there. Okay, got a little bit in through that side. Just end our turn there. They've wiped that one out. So again, it would be good if there was, zones of control and stuff like that. So the battles are pretty basic in reality. Again, I guess that's not a bad thing to a large degree. Yeah, so I've got to say the battles don't overly impress me. I can sort of see why they've done it. It's certainly simpler than you know, strategy games, other strategy games. Thinking of like Age of Wonders, for example. Just gone into the defence there. More damage. Now we've got Tenerife saying you've got full bandwidth. Yes, I haven't had any drop frames, and I'm streaming at 6,000. Yeah, I don't know where the sorry, there's a problem. See, for some reason I get lag on Twitch when watching Daz streams. Only when I watch Daz. I'm not sure what that would be. I've got an up like the actual, you know, the upstream is actually more than what it is recommended. Now, that's not good for us because we did actually lose 2 of our units, and battle spoils are we picked up 1 more corpse, 60 dust. So that's not good for me. Gains 10 as battle spoils in through there. And we do get a lava unit. I'm guessing that's what we... Yeah, because we get 1 lava unit per battle that we do. So we'll acknowledge that. So that then makes it more difficult for the next fight. Give me some strategic resources back over through this other side. That's okay, we'll just keep it there. Essential for upgrading your units. Alright, that's okay, we'll just keep that one there. Corpses, we've now got these as well. I don't think we can use them just yet. Corpses are mandatory for Necrophage to build unique districts and improvements, but more importantly to upgrade a Necrophage unit, which again, 15 is not going to be enough. I don't think we can move in there. Now that is currently sacked village. And we do have the new unit there. I'll just move that one back in with the hero. And our turn there. These need to heal up, so I'll just keep them back where they are. Brave New World. For millennia, the Swarm have been bound to Sada's depths, eking out a miserable existence in the darkness. Forays up into the islands were met with frenzied fighting death. The bronze plates, fledglings by Swarm standards, were the worst. Battle-hardened without mercy, blah, blah, blah. What do we need to do? I feel change coming to the world. Prime. The Swarm does too. They are restless. Okay, many watch, meaning nothing if we do not prepare. Do you want the Swarm to fester in the darkness for another 1,000 years? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. What do I have to do? Come on, just tell me. Come on. No. This is annoying. Okay, this is... I really dislike this sort of nothingness that sort of comes out of these sorts of conversations. I've always hated this in any game. I just really hate it. Just tell me what I've got to do. Just give me a little wall of text with this is what I need to do. Like what Age of Wonders does, by the way. Okay, use build burrow 2 times with one of your armies. Okay, then we get that. Okay, so we'll begin the quest. So that was a lot of nothing to tell you to use a certain, to tell you how to use one of your skill sets, which is frustrating. All right, let's keep on going. Yeah, fast forward then, says Klingzog. Yeah, possibly. So we've got the now if we go back, I'll just read a few more. Yeah, Screenplay was saying he's getting lag. maybe check the settings over the video, then advanced, and click low latency is on. It's not not on. No, sorry guys. It is. I've had to stream. I've had to change my. I've been gone into it in better depth to trying to make sure that it does stream properly. So it shouldn't. I don't know what it would be. Sorry, Supreme Plague. Yeah, no idea. Yeah. Anyway, that seems to sort of be okay. Just go back to the other comments. Yep. So where did we get to? So Each Alive is saying, okay, I thought they added the Necros to the demo. They did add them as a non-playable faction, but I've got a version that allows me to play as them. So it's probably not going to be as fleshed out as some of the other factions, I would guess, but simply because they're not really playable in the demo itself. But having said that, like it's sort of, I'm guessing that the experience that we're having with it is going to be essentially what the Necrophage experience will be. Can you explain what the gripe is with the Endless Legend and Endless Space 1 and 2 series was? So genuinely curious what you found lacking for those titles. Okay, look, it's most prevalent in Endless Space because Endless Space as a game looks really, really good when you actually have a look at it. So everything sort of works fairly well. It's very, very simple, like extremely simple as a game. And I've got to say, this game is too. And this is one of the things where it's good and bad. Like I like a bit more depth than what I'm finding with these sorts of games. It's not even the feeling of discovery. I'm not really feeling that it's all that meaningful in this particular game. Like it's not mind blowing for me, which is potentially a bit of an issue, I guess. But it's sort of I find with all of their games, like they look fantastic, but the actual gameplay is fairly light on. And so with Endless Space, in particular Endless Space, it was like an auto battle system. And they did try to improve it a little bit with you being able to do a little bit of sort of tweaking it essentially to make it like a rock, paper, scissors type game. But it's essentially just an auto battle, but a very, very meaningless auto battle. And look, similar to be fair, another game like when we talk about Endless Space, another game that actually had the same sort of issue was Galactic Civilizations. The Galactic Civilizations series back in that era as well did have a similar sort of problem, but Gal Civ has sort of found ways forward to try to make it so that the auto battle system is more meaningful over time. They know that it's a weakness, and so they've actually addressed it. Whereas Endless Space just never really. It was always simple, and it would never had any nuance. So I haven't played Endless Space or Endless Space 2 for at all, simply because not since it first came out, just because it was so boring. So that's why I don't. I look at their games; they always look great. They do a great job of tooltips, of the layout, the user interface, and all those sorts of things. But in terms of the actual gameplay itself, I just find that they've always been too simple, too basic, and even with that last combat, like I'm thinking I sort of would have hoped for more. The only benefit you have with a flying unit in this game is to be able to move a little bit further than a ground unit. We saw in that last battle there was no zone of control. There was no blocking a unit from moving forward. Things like that, which you sort of expect in a game like this. So already I'm sort of a bit thinking this is way, way, way too basic. And I'm thinking, okay, look, I'm just now sort of realising probably the people who actually like this game are people who like Civilization games, because this is essentially a Civilization style combat, like very, very basic combat. It's for me, it's just not detailed or complex enough. So that's where I'm struggling with the game, and that's where I've always struggled with these games. It's just the lack of complexity. And does that in one sense it has immersion because of the graphics, but not because of the gameplay, in my opinion. It's just been a something that I've struggled with. So anyway, George, that's why I do really find these games lacking a lot. Particularly, with the other games that I sort of play, like I can't help but compare this game to Age of Wonders. I just can't help but do that because I play so much Age of Wonders. I think if I played a lot of Civilization, I'm thinking that now, that may be the key. If you enjoy Civilization, and I don't, if you do, then you probably would love this game. That's probably sort of like maybe where things actually sort of do lie. Again, Civilization I find just too bland in terms of its actual sort of strategic aspect. It's more about building. I think this is more about building as well. So yeah, it's a hard one. Again, it's a clever idea to actually use the map to fight on the map and actually have everything sort of for the battles to take place on the actual land that you're playing in. But overall, that's always been my problem with these games. Is just the lack of depth, which is sort of I've read what a few other people say as well, because I'm really interested to see what you guys think of these games and also where you love them and where you don't like them. So it's sort of because I want to like this game a lot. I really want to like this game, but I just don't. Anyway, let's keep on going through. So we've got so Picklefather Noogle saying Endless Legends appeals more to casual 4X players. It's got great presentation, but the mechanics aren't all that inspired. Still, I like the last game, so more of that is welcome. Yeah, and look again, having Derek Paxton as the lead designer for the game, I think is a positive, a big positive, because he really does look at game mechanics like very, very deeply. So we've got David saying the graphics are not very sharp, blurred. Yeah, I'm finding that as well. To be honest, like it doesn't. For me, the game is confusing to try to figure out what's going on. In this as well. So it's not blurred, but it just doesn't look. For me, it's not. There's too much going on actually for me. Even in this screen zoomed in, I'm not picking out the information that I need to be picking out. It's sort of not really telling me much, which is unusual for a Amplitude Games game. Okay, we've got Nightbot's gotten a bit aggressive. I just moved that one across. Okay, so Amos is saying I don't know why Nightbot decided to get a bit aggressive there. What have we got there? Stop posting links. Anyway, let's just have a look and see. I was trying out the demo earlier today. Love the distinct faction designs, lore, etc. Haven't been a fan of combat in most of the Endless Legends 4X games. Always wanted more control over the units. Yes, I agree with that 100%. Royal Commando saying, hey ho, how is the demo so far? It's average for me, to be honest. Like it's just sort of like I'm just finding it an average type game. Now this is where you got pinged by Nightbot. Like that the battles are on the actual world map. Yeah, they've always been there, but I basically wanted more Age of Wonders 3 like combat. So combat is a big improvement for me. My main issue is that pacing feels strange at the moment. Yeah, I think that can be part of the demo as well. So Picklefather Noogle saying they went for a more Civilization style combat system, most likely because the old one was unloved, to say the least. Yes, it was. In fact, the old one was more complex, wasn't it? Yeah, from what I can vaguely remember of the old one. That's why I played it so much of the old one, I think, was that the combat did seem more meaningful. This is all about getting the combat done as fast as you possibly can be done, I think, which is not for me. That's not a positive for me. So Amashis is saying, I went more into the Age of Wonders style combat with flanking and units facing directions, etc., with backstabs. Yeah, that's what I would prefer to have in this game. Like that's why I flew over the top of that unit at the start of that fight to see if that would actually improve anything. Didn't do anything at all. Like it's just, I don't know, just not it just doesn't have nuance. Leia saying, wow, new Endless Legend, yes, but yeah, I'm still not impressed, I've got to say. George is saying, thanks for answering my questions earlier and explaining your point of view in depth. Very satisfying. Yeah, look, I would love to be convinced otherwise. And I've got to say, this is actually one of the reasons I love talking to people like Battle Mode, because we often have discussions, and we do both feel on the same page about this game, to be honest, from the last time that I did speak with him, just in terms of the lack of depth with what it does do. But quite often we really violently disagree with each other about what's good or bad about games, and it's nice to be challenged. And so that's also why I will just go back through the other comments on Twitch. There's a fair few there. And I'll just go through these as well. Daz Plopcom is saying this on Twitch, saying, yeah, EL1 did the flavour stuff much better. They presented a bit of a background lore and less of the rest of your imagination. Muskerman is saying, I like the lore if it's good, especially since these end up being single player games usually. Yeah, look, I actually. To be honest, if a game is geared for multiplayer, I think this is going to be shit as a single player, because strategy games, when they're made for multiplayer, have to have pacing. They just have to, which is why you end up with sort of like really cut down strategy in multiplayer games, because the pacing has to keep on going, particularly in fights, because you can't have 10 people waiting around for 2 people to have a fight. That might take... so they've got to be done very, very quickly. And that's sort of why I shy away from games, that are balanced for multiplayer, like Stellaris, for example. Stellaris really doesn't hold much interest for me, just because of the way it sort of is handled. There are exceptions, like, Dominions I really like as a single-player game. It's excellent as a multiplayer game as well. It's more designed as a multiplayer game, but can still be played as a single-player game. But so many of the games I just find... If multiplayer has been sort of considered and sort of has been put into the game design, it usually means single player is shit, and that's that's a good insight actually. So Maskerman, Swim Flag is saying it's back again. So you guys have been talking about the YouTube. Tenor is saying, I have the same problem with narrative events in 4X games. Sorry, just go back up to where that one was. The only narrative events I found interesting were the Shakturi ones, since I knew that they were built up to the endgame crisis. Yeah, even those I don't like, to be honest. I like that's in Distant Worlds. Really could do without. I just don't like those constructs in games. Masculinus, my only issue with Endless Space 2 was the combat. Yes, absolutely. But at least that was innovative and fun to watch. I didn't think it was innovative. I just really didn't. I thought it was really, really boring. And so for me, it was just like a yawn fest, Endless Space. Endless Space 2. I just really thought that it was lazy in terms of the actual game, the game mechanics. Looked great. And again, everything else in the game was actually fairly good, except for the combat. So Anixum is saying, one gripe I have as a fan of EL1 is that this one seems to be simpler. Yes, yeah, I agree with you there, and I think that's a problem. This is weird because humankind has zone of control, says Zapto Killer. See, that's another game I bounced off, and I don't know why I bounced off that game as well. I just was not interested in that game. By zone of control, do you just mean not being able to move through their adjacent spaces, or take some damage for it? Like something where just some sort of nuance and facing as well. I find is really, really important. One game I find really refreshingly nice it's a real time game, but is the Terminator game. I really like that the infantry doesn't have to have facing, but the actual, the mechanized units, the vehicles do. And not that it tells you what the actual bonuses are, but you know that there's bonuses there. So if you can get side shots and rear shots on the really heavy things, you can actually do well. So it makes you play strategically when you play those sort of games. Whereas if this is just all about placement, moving forward, and destroying, and for me this is not what I want out of this game. Void Bullet is saying, I haven't played enough Age of Empires 4. You mean Age of Empires or Age of Wonders? But it feels like Civilization focuses more on puzzling together the Empire outside of combat, while Age of Wonders focuses more on combat. Yes, so sorry, that's if you're talking about Age of Wonders 4, that is true. Civilization, and again, I don't love Civilization at all. thing I hate about Civilization, actually, and it is a hatred. I hate the eras. I just really dislike them. I've always just felt that was just got in the way of a good game. You know, like it's, I never liked that. You know, so yeah, it just was something that just never really. That's why when Derek Paxton, like the designer of this game, actually did do his mod, the Fall from Heaven mod, that fixed a lot of the problems I had with Civilization with his approach to the way he did it. Like, he really improved. He made Civilization so much better than Civilization had any right to be. So Muskelman saying there's attacks of opportunities. I think flyers just go around. I don't think so in this game. I don't think so, because they walked straight around all my units and without any problem at all. Okay, so Zabu Killer saying my biggest issue of HAD is the expansion. You have to buy foundation tile by tile, and everything just takes so much more influence versus EL1, just building districts. Yep. So Void Blit saying I haven't played enough of Age of Wonders 3. Yep. So that was we did that one before. Did I miss the other ones before? Sorry if I've missed those or coming back over the top of them again. Cornhawk is saying I always find it odd because bounced off Age of Wonders 4 because it seemed like it had no depth. The combat was obviously more complex than Civ, but the rest of it was barely there. Oh, I disagree. I really disagree. In fact, I find that every time I've tried this game, I've wanted to go back and play Age of Wonders straight away. Like, that's just all right now, all I feel like doing is playing Age of Wonders. So yeah, we've got the Mascomana saying I think the endless games do symmetry well. There's usually their big thing combined with art design. Yeah, I'd agree with that. So Enixton is saying I agree with your angle. I approached 4X through Civilization and consequently I liked EL1 a lot. Age of Wonders 4 is my favourite though. So I also find myself comparing them. Yes, yeah, that's good. So Klinger's saying, what are your graphic settings? This is within you guys, just asking about what you're looking at. So Daz Publicum is then saying, I really liked EL1 for its art, style and atmosphere. Yes, I did as well. As a Civ game, it was pretty solid when I played it with all of the DLC and the community patch, the one that did a lot of footwork, but it's a very different focus from Age of Wonders. Yes, and I did too. I spent a lot of time in EL1. I don't remember much of it, but I do remember being impressed with it. And for me, it was sort of like the same way that I was impressed with the Spanish and French sort of fantasy films, like was it Pan, or I think it was Pan, like just where it was unusual in the way and artistic in the way that they sort of presented. Elements, which and I found that this game also had like a maturity about the approach to what they did do, like in terms of the world building, which other games just don't have. So I mean, it's a positive as well, but not enough to carry the combat for me. So and so Zabakilla saying I like the unit customization better in EL1. Yeah, I liked Endless Legend 1 because it wasn't endless. Muscovand saying Endless Legend was probably the game that got me into 4X back in the day. So yeah, you missed the zone of control then because that exists. You probably didn't see it because flyers ignore zone of control, but it was there. They got around my zone of control, so I didn't see that at all. Confirm there are attacks of opportunity. I didn't see it in what we just fought at all. Maybe we can go back and replay it and see if we can actually analyse it. Because like one of the reasons I'm really doing this today is to see, is there something in here that I can actually latch onto and enjoy? And I will keep on trying the demo as the new ones come out. But I'm just finding that if I was giving feedback on this one, I'd be saying this is really boring. Like that's pretty much the feedback I'd be giving, and I'd be giving reasons being that the combat is really, really basic. But let's go and see if we can go back and load in. Is there an autosave? There is. Let's go back to this one here and load that one in. Again, beautiful looking game, so no, that's afterwards. We'll load the one before it. Yeah, this is where we still have everything. Oh, hang on, this one here we have to bring back in. Right, let's do this battle again and see if we can figure out is this going to work? Now, again, my best angle would have been to come further over and hit it from this side. I wonder if we should, let's do that actually. Just go back and retreat. Just go and load that one back in again. Load, so this one here. And again, I like the idea that you can choose your battlefield like this. So what we want to do is we want to come in from this angle. And if I go in and attack, yeah, that one is highlighting. So we do still get this one to come in and help. Yep, so that one's actually there anyway. So let's confirm this. We now should have a better angle of attack. Maybe we don't. Yeah, we do. Good. Okay, so the angle of attack changed. I like that in the game. I can sort of then rotate. No, I can't keep it permanently on. So we'll do a manual battle. And we'll just try to figure out what goes on. Now, we get to move first here. So I do want to keep... Now, the lava is in the forest. Again, I don't think I like the graphics of what they've done here either, to be honest. So we do actually have a nice defensive location there. Let's go and move this unit up to that one. So it is in the forest. And so we do actually have... This one is a much better position for us. One of them is going to get into this position, and let's just go and leave this one in behind. Ultimately, there can be some flanking. So this is actually a much more interesting... We said it would allow you to actually rotate all the way around. Anyway, that's going to be okay. So we do actually have heights. So what do we have in through here? Grove, movement cost. Anyway, let's just leave it where we are. We should be able to get a bit of a bonus in this side. Let's just go on into the turn there. Now that one's going to die next turn, so I'm just going to move that one back out. Yeah, upper ground, that's good. So there is a bit of nuance there. Okay, we're not going to see them being able to sort of scoot around us actually, so we'll just leave that one where that is. This one will then take some damage. Once this one is engaged, I can then bounce over the top and then sort of start to engage the rear of these. I could move that one in and start to do even more damage in here, which would then protect my other units. So this one does provide a little bit of nuance in terms of the the flights and stuff like that. So I can actually block off this location for that one there if I needed to. So if I go back into here, what other bonuses what other things can we do here? We do actually have defend. This unit will enter a defensive stance, ending its action. We do actually have select the next idle unit, select previous idle unit. Yeah, okay. So we can just go into defensive mode in through this other side. I think what I'll do is, this is one of those things where I would probably take the hits here because this one does have better defense than the others. Let's just do that. Alright, that's fine. We'll just end our round there. So we've still got enough action there. What I don't want is to have two of them attack these lava. And then having these two here. So this is where we'll find out what they can then go and do. So if we go and attack this one. So Unceasing Hunger, I'm not sure what the Unceasing Hunger does. So if this one is now coming through here, I would expect that. So what have we got there? Hunted. When this negative status effect is active, it loses 5 defense per attack. Okay, that's good. Again, that's a bit of nuance. Infantry line. So this one does actually have, there's no description there, but essentially I think by standing next to each other, they're getting a big bonus. I would imagine that that's the case. So they're going to have to move off this way. But again, should they be able to move off that way? It doesn't seem that they should be able to. But let's just see what they do. So this is what I meant about the zone of control. I'm just not seeing a zone of control there at all. So, yeah, so with these, hardly any damage there. And again, we can zip anywhere we like, you know, like it's just, this for me I don't like at all. At all. So we'll move this one back here. So you have the upper ground attack. Move that one in as well. We fought this one better because we've now blocked off the attack that can then come up. They'll do a bit of damage here, but it won't be enough. Actually, I should have attacked that one first, I think. Again, I've got forest there. That is forest, I think. Let's attack this one back this way. It's been destroyed. That keeps the lava alive. Did 21 damage there. So now we're in trouble a little bit with this one. Because I'm not going to get the kill. But that should actually, it should, I think we'll still be able to get past this one. Now, can we see what sort of damage it's going to do? No, we don't get to see that either, which would be good. Let's just keep on going for it. Another 30. And so technically I can actually bring these through to aid in the fight. Well, let's go and do this one. Yeah, that was silly of me to do that. So we didn't have to waste that one. Yeah, so I don't know. I still find it. There's more to it than what I was just saying before. There is more to it. I'll grant it that, but not a lot more. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still not overly impressed with it, to be honest. Okay, so I'll just read a few more of the comments there. So, it's also still launching only into early access, so it'll probably be another like 6 months. Yeah, so it's going to be a little while before it does come through. And again, with early access or even pre-access type things, with these sorts of things, they are looking for feedback. And yeah, for me, the combat is just way too simple and boring. It really. Like, even though it's interesting the fact that you've got these dynamic battlefields that you can actually go and plan your angles, and you saw there, if I hadn't moved that last little group in at the end there, that would have survived, and so I didn't need to do that. I could have ended up with like a much more powerful group because of the positioning of the fight. It was better than in the previous one. We ended up like ceding all of this high ground to the enemy, and whereas in this one, the high ground did actually play a bit of a role, but it's just, I don't know, it's just not enough. So Enixton was saying, I believe that you've been mostly navigating around. Infantry units have been hitting you every turn. Yeah, these basic units, there might also be more higher tech. I'm not sure. Definitely not as in depth as Age of Wonders. Yeah, no, I'm not expecting it to be as in depth as Age of Wonders. Age of Wonders has always been really, really in depth in terms of its tactical combat, which is also a negative for the game. Like that's why a lot of people don't like Age of Wonders, is that it's too complex. There are eventually more passives and active skills as you specialise, says Maskerman. Okay, not to harp on about this aspect, but I've played like 2 runs at turn 80, and I've experienced some around zone of control mechanics somehow. Yeah, I wonder what. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. As Pulcom is in saying, yeah, totally agree. If they want full tactical combat in EL2, they have to make it more complex. EL1 was also pretty simple but more elegant, in my opinion. Yeah, it seemed to sort of. I do remember there was more nuance in having your cavalry units and things like that in Endless Legend 1. Voidbit saying, does it at least do something more than Age of Wonders 4 in some aspects than combat, like empire building? It does allow you to then just build these districts or foundations to then sort of specialise these in different ways. So you do actually have the actual city building is much more condensed than Age of Wonders is. Like Age of Wonders, you're mainly just building in the capital. This has got that as well, but the individual slots that you end up sort of then building in through here do actually have other nuance to it, which is actually more. Well, it's different. Like Age of Wonders has got like unique buildings you can then go and place in amongst your the other zones that you then sort of get to control. They're not hex based, but it's similar. This is much more about, and I think this will be more familiar with people who are again used to Civilization. They'll sort of gravitate to this approach to city building more so than Age of Wonders, I would imagine. So I don't begrudge what they've done there at all. I think this is actually quite a nice and elegant system that they've used for the expansion of cities, which is good. So I think that's there. So Zlabdo Killer is then saying they might not have zone of control or attack of opportunity if they have been attacked once, since this is a counter attack. I'm not sure. Yeah, I prefer the exploration development side than the battles, so it wouldn't be so bad for me. Prefer the EL1 graphics though. Yeah, that's interesting about the graphics actually. Yeah, the graphics don't grab me in this game. It does look blurry. Like that really does look blurry at the back there. There's another game. It was what was it? It was the other one we just was mentioned before that I found really blurry as well. And I really just didn't like the look of it. No, sorry, I'm thinking of one of the Paradox games that came out that sort of went nowhere. Millennium or something like that, whatever that one was called. I found that one also just didn't really look all that good. Again, it was all sort of moving through eras, which I really don't like eras. This one doesn't, by the way. But yeah, it certainly reminds me much more of Civ than if I was a Civ player, I think I'd really like this game. Like I really do, just because Civ is sort of is more geared like this game is. And I think what I would do is I'd be impressed with the FIDSy system that this one does present, like in terms of what you get with Civ, with its with the different resources. And so I think I would like this in that sort of sense. So Tenor is saying I would trade my Age of Wonders 4 copy for EL2 if I could. There we are. There's somebody who is on the other side. Yep, so and Onion is saying I'm the rebels who prefer Age of Wonders 3 to 4. I'll get the ban key out and ban you both. So I'll just go back to YouTube, read some of these other comments. Where did we get to? Sorry, I've got a few in through here. Craig is saying, often pop your stream on in the background to listen. I want to say it's so great to hear someone talk about strategy games with just passion and knowledge. Always gets me hooked. Love the streams. Thanks for that. Very, very much appreciated. Picklefather Nurgle saying, Total Warhammer 3 is a prime example of a game that's made awful due to the multiplayer. Yeah, the overbalance of things is really, really problematic. So Old World is Civ done right, says Muppet. Another hooded horse game, by the way. Okay, eventually, anyway. And so, yeah, Old World, I agree. Like that doesn't have eras, and it's a game that I do have to keep on coming back through and having a bit of a look and playing that one properly. I've never played that one properly. What's your favourite sci-fi space 4X these days? It's a hard one because as soon as it's mentioned, Distant Worlds, I love Distant Worlds 2. I absolutely love it. But it's more of that is much more of a simulation game. It doesn't abstract all this abstraction that we see through here is not part of Distant Worlds 2 at all. But if it was more like this type of game, then Galactic Civilizations 4 would be my favourite sci-fi space 4X. Just because of the improvements that have happened in that game. Like there's a lot Gal Civ 4 has got so much you can do in it. And having said that, if I was playing that style of games, Gal Civ 4 and Stellaris for me actually do compete pretty closely in terms of what they do to a certain extent. They are both sort of an auto battle type system. They don't have the nuance of combat. For example, even though Distant Worlds 2 is real time, there's a lot of nuance to the combat that you don't see in the other games. And so, for me, it's Distant Worlds without really, that's my go-to Space 4X. But that's mainly because of its simulation abilities. Where did we go? So Zerberus is saying, I've played Endless Legend 2 a bit too. The problem, I think, is everything is just too simplified, not much in depth, especially when you come from Age of Wonders 4. That's what I'm struggling with, to be honest. That's why I just bounce off this game. I just find it's not even... It's funny because I wouldn't even play it as a beer and pretzels game. Like, those sort of games where you're feeling tired, you don't really feel like thinking much. I don't think I'd even play it with that in mind. It's actually too complex for that. I'd be more likely to play Yield or one of the other games, like if that was the case, where they are just a really cut down version of these sorts of games. So it's sort of in that middle level complexity, but not complex enough to be as engaging as I would want it to be. I guess is sort of where it is for me. Also think that UI design isn't so good as in EL1. Yeah, I can't remember much of EL1. So I was saying, for example, when you open up the hero UI in EL1, the hero was front and centre, and its model zoomed. Now in EL2, it's a small 3D model on the left. I find the proportions of the UI unfitting. Yeah, that's interesting. So Morbits is saying, hi Daz, I'm really enjoying the new Archon Prophecy DLC of Age of Wonders 4, playing with the skirmish mod. Yes, it's the skirmish mod. I don't know that one actually, so I'm not sure what that actually is. I have to look that one up. And DKR is in saying swarm units ignore zone of control, but their units weren't swarm units. My units are swarm units, so it doesn't mean the enemies ignore zone of control, does it? That shouldn't be the case. Morbits is saying the mod allows you to set up your tomes units for a battle and then go straight into tactical battle. Oh, okay. So it allows you to set up your tomes. Oh, right. So you can actually test your builds with that one. That's interesting. I wouldn't play it that way, but it's interesting to know that is there as a test for tactical combat. So Morbits is then saying the only way to play Civ 7 is if it was available on Xbox Games Pass. Then I subscribe for a month, then not play it. So hi Mark from Edmonton. Hope you're doing well. Saying I bought the first game because of you. Oh, there we are. So Michael Druss is saying, to me the combat feels a bit dull. Imagine having to do this combat with lots of units on the world map. I think it would get boring fast. Yeah, I just not engaged with it. So song. Yes, we've got. Sorry, I'm just skipping through, seeing if there's anything. I'm trying to get into Songs of Conquest at the moment. Look, that's actually there's a game that reminds me of Songs of Conquest. I've got to come and remember. There's a couple of different games. I'm going to stop playing this game. I'm already over it. So let's just quickly end this one. This is another demo that I did get. That if you're into Songs of Conquest, you may like this other game. So let's just make this more about a demo than anything else at this point in time. Hope you guys don't mind. If you're watching this later on YouTube and it's expecting a full-on Endless Legend sort of playthrough, then my apologies. Maybe I should stop the streams and come back in. No, I'll just show it very, very briefly. So if we just quit out, exit to desktop. Yeah, I'm sort of over this, to be honest. Even though I didn't play very much of it, it just doesn't grab me. Cling's saying, have you even got to Monsoon? No, we only played a few turns, to be honest. But it's already. So I don't know. It just doesn't grab me. Crown Adventure. Now, if we go and have a bit of a look, that is So I'm thinking of Symphony of War. Yeah, okay. Songs of Conquest is the Heroes of Might and Magic game. So yeah, so that is different. But I picked up this Crown and Adventure, which is a little bit like feels a little bit more like Symphony of War, which I really really like. I just wish that was random. Whereas I think that this one is sort of going to be a little bit. Actually, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm sort of not really thinking that one through. But anyway, I think I'll make this just a short stream today. I won't I won't bring other games into it today. But I think I might just leave it there. I just don't like the game. I just really don't like it. At the moment, I'll keep on trying to like it, but I just don't. Maybe next one I play, I probably shouldn't record it. I feel like I'm doing the game an injustice by being sort of negative about Endless Legend 2. But yeah, I just don't. It just doesn't grab me. I'm just not engaged by it. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I might leave now and then try to get back sometime again today. I know I've got a few family commitments today, so. So Zabakill, sort of the Tidefall can be interesting. Yeah, where it sort of exposes more. So that's it for today. Not completely, I don't think. I've got, as I said before, I've got to have family commitments. I do have to go shopping as well. I'm not sure when those commitments will be. So what I might do is I might have to play a little bit by ear. I'm saying I'm probably a 50-50 chance of getting back within the next few hours, I think. I don't know what I'll play, possibly Age of Wonders. I now really, really feel like playing Age of Wonders, to be honest. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you later if I do get back on, if you're around.